we heard Erica Morrison's amazing story about how they dealt with a 2.4 outage. Up next is someone else from CSG, Scott Prugh, who is their Chief Architect and SVP of Software Engineering. I so much admire the work that Scott and team have done, which is why Scott Prugh is the only person who has spoken at all 7 years of the DevOps Enterprise Summit in the US. In previous years, he's spoken about his journey transforming software delivery and operations at CSG. This year, I asked him to talk about the amazing engineering journey and architectural transformation, which is one of the most breathtaking I've ever seen, involving mainframe code over 40 years old and migrating off of hostile vendors whose business models might be in conflict with those of their customers. You're going to love this presentation. Please welcome Scott Prugh.
Gene, thanks for that great introduction. I'm glad to be here. Very quickly, just a little bit about CSG. CSG is the largest provider of customer care, billing, order management, and digital monetization software in the world. In the US, we have some 65 million subscribers on our platform, and we support about 70% of the US cable market. We have customers like Comcast, Charter, Dish Network on this platform, and we support getting bills out to many of the subscribers in the United States. The story today really talks about the transformation of some 100+ global DevOps teams that support our applications across 50 apps and 20+ tech stacks. So I want to say I'm really glad to be here, and I want to thank a whole bunch of people. So Gene, really kind of thank you for this opportunity. And I just want to be clear that I get to be the storyteller in this, and that really the thanks goes to all the incredible engineering teams, the platform teams, the product management teams at CSG who have given us the opportunity to continue to improve and evolve our platform. I also want to say that it's been a very difficult time, and I want to recognize all the people at CSG, people in the IT industry and people in the other industry who have shown incredible resilience during this time. And finally, I want to say that at CSG that two of our core values are being authentic and being a good person. This means that we treat all people, regardless of race, sex, color, or origin, fairly and equally. So be a good person, shape a better world, use your platform for good. The final two things is we have a lot of people virtually here from CSG. Reach out to them on Slack, congratulate them for all the great work that they've done, and also engage them. Ask them questions, what it's like to work in a transformative DevOps organization that continues to improve the way that they work. So I'll give a little history of kind of where we were. In DOS 14 through 18, we talked a lot about the people, process, and cultural transformations. As she mentions today, we're going to talk about our technology transformation. That transformation was really always underneath this, but we just never went into details before of what we did and exactly how we did it. Also note that this is the second time I've given this presentation, and I've updated some of the slides with the version 2.0 tag for new discoveries and actually new metrics and statistics that we found along our journey. So back to DOS 14, I presented about our Agile Transformation in 2012, where we basically removed silos, collapsed several development silos into cross-functional teams that both basically design, build, and test their software. This resulted in a reasonable improvement of 83% to our releases. And in 2016, we went through a DevOps transformation where we brought together development and operations onto cross-functional teams that both build and run. And this resulted in a 74% reduction in incidents per month. And then that we also were able to do during that time is grow subscribers from 48 million to 62 million. And also TPS on the platform grew from 750 to 4,000 or 433%. And we spent the next few years actually spreading DevOps across the organization. So you'll note in 2018, I presented with Brian Clark, our head of product management, about lean portfolio leadership and PM meets DevOps. With that transformation, we were able to improve impact minutes, some 58%, increase something called release on demand, which you'll see more about later, 460%, and our employee NPS over 400%. So looking back in 2010, we couldn't tell the future, but there are two things we knew we needed to do. We needed to grow, we needed to lower costs, and we needed to go faster and be stable. And these were things that both our executives and our leader and our customers were asking us to do. So if we kind of fast forward, um, you'll see that that is actually what happened. We were able to actually, we've actually been able to grow our subscriber base today to 65 million. That's a 33% increase. And TPS on the platform grew some 800% over that time period. And that's a result of the cable industry going digital, self-service, and really kind of mobile driving API calls across our platform. But with that growth, we could not increase our costs some 800%. So really this story kind of takes you through the things that we did to actually maintain that and actually reduce costs over that time. So how do you, the problem with legacy systems is how do you maintain, patch, and secure them? How do you combat external threats and market forces, forces like regulations like GDPR or market events like COVID? How do you increase stability and safety? How do you go faster and deliver features? And how do you support growth without a massive increase in cost? And finally, how do you minimize exposure from hostile vendors? So my definition of hostile vendors are vendors that you spend more time in audit, compliance, and legal than you do in engineering. It's vendors who surprise you on contract renewals with 500% increases. And it's vendors who create Byzantine